Ciao and benvenuti. Today I'll be sharing with you my own recipe for cauliflower cheese. This is the remainder of a head of broccoli. We had most of it yesterday for our Sunday roast. And I'm removing now the florets and I'm chopping them into relatively little pieces, something like this. The larger pieces, I'm chopping them into 4. This is the stem and it is also very good and incredibly delicious. So I'll just remove the outer layer like this. And I'll chop the middle part in about 1 centimeter cubes like this. Cold water in a saucepan, followed by a little apple cider vinegar, or white wine vinegar is also as well. The vinegar will prevent the cauliflower from going brown, but also it will make sure that the steak crunches on the outside while it cooks on the inside. And I add my cauliflower. If you got any little leaves left over, add them as well. They're perfectly okay. The water is reaching the boiling point. If you look, it's beginning to bubble up. So I will now leave it here for, I'll turn it down first to low, and I'll leave it to gently boil for the next 5 minutes. Medium-sized red onion, or you can use a white onion if you like, but red is better, it's more colorful and also a little bit sweeter. And I'll chop into relatively little pieces. A little olive oil in a frying pan, and the onion goes in. And I'm back on the hob and I'll cook the onion for a few minutes until it becomes lovely and soft. And time is up for the cauliflowers. They've been cooking nicely for 5 minutes and I'm going to drain now and move them into a bowl. In the meantime, I'll make my cheese or bechamel sauce. These are 400 milliliters of milk, a little pinch of salt. This is nutmeg and it is optional, but if you like it, add a lot of it because it will add a wonderful flavor. Followed by 40 grams of plain flour. And lastly, 1 bay leaf. And using a whisk whilst the milk is still cold, I'll mix everything together and the flour will dissolve in less than 30 seconds. And now that all of the flour is gone, I'll turn the heat on and I'll go on maximum to start with. I've shown this on the channel before and it is a very quick and easy way to make a bechamel sauce. You can also add butter if you like or some cheese. I'll keep it fairly simple because I'll be adding cheese later. But for every 100 milliliters of milk, I use 10 grams of flour. Look, it's beginning to boil, so I'll mix it for another 10 seconds. I'll turn the hob off and I will remove it from the heat and I will whisk it now for another 20 seconds and it will be ready. And now it's done, and if you look, it's lovely and creamy. And as I've put a bay leaf today for additional flavor, I'll just leave it aside for a couple of minutes. My onions are also done. Here, I'll show them to you. They are absolutely beautiful. And I'm ready to put together my cauliflower and the bechamel sauce together. First job though, before I forget, is to remove the bay leaf, otherwise it will be a little bit of an unpleasant surprise. And I'll pour in the majority of my bechamel sauce, but I'll leave some for later. Likewise, I'll do the same with my onions. I'll put the majority in, but I'll leave a little bit for later. And using a spatula, I'll mix everything together now. I have a tray ready, and I'll pour everything inside it. And I've purposely chosen a baking tray which is proportional to the amount of cauliflowers I'm cooking, so that they will all cook at the same time. This is the remainder of the bechamel sauce, so I'll just put it on the top layer and I'll spread it evenly across the surface. In Italy they're likely to use either Parmesan cheese or pecorino here, but I've decided to use extra mature cheddar for 2 reasons. Number one, because it will balance, I think, the taste of the cauliflower better, but also I think it's going to be creamier, and always in my case I like my cauliflower cheese to be beautiful and creamy, and cheddar does that. And also by covering the entire surface, I'll make sure that it is absolutely beautiful all over. This is the remainder of the onion, which I'll sprinkle on top. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you're likely to know what is coming next. This is a very, very Sicilian thing to do. Just a tiny little sprinkle of breadcrumbs. These are dry breadcrumbs. Not a lot, just a little. The cheese will melt, the breadcrumbs will become lovely and crunchy, and that will be an absolutely lethal combination. I'm wiping the edges with some kitchen paper so that it doesn't create a mess when it goes in the oven. Talking of which, temperature 180 degrees for 25 minutes. I'll see you then. And time is up. Ooh, very hot. There it is, looking really lovely. Still bubbling, so I will leave it for 5 minutes, otherwise I will be really burning myself once I taste it, and I'll see you in a little while. It smells absolutely wonderful. The nutmeg in the bechamel sauce is really, really good. It's one of the best, actually. The breadcrumbs are lovely and crunchy, and the cheddar cheese, as suspected, lovely and melted wonderful, and adds a little bit of a punch compared to other cheeses. Really, really beautiful. Make it and you will love it, unless you made it already. Arrivederci, grazie, and buon appetito.